Scorpio, welcome to Infinite Light. I am going to, oh, my name is Shawnee. I didn't say. I am going to be doing a postcard reading for you. Yeah. I use postcards as a form of divination. I was called to do it from spirit. I had all these postcards that I had been collecting since like middle school. So some of these are as old as 28 years that have been with me. So their energy and my energy have been like super intertwined. And I like to use this to figure out weekly energy for you, Scorpio. So I'm going to be taking a look at November 10th through the 16th. 10th through the 16th for your greatest and highest good. Let's pray, give some gratitude, and protect and get into it, Scorpio. Spirit, thank you so much for bringing me here, allowing me to deliver this message clearly and concisely and under your protection. Wow. Before I was about to get to this next part, Scorpio, I do feel like there's like some anxiousness in your energy, so we'll see what that's about, but let me continue to protect. Should anything negative come up, immediately return it to sender. I don't want it on me, I don't want it in my household, and I don't want it on the viewer. Yeah, there was like this sort of like uh-oh, like what is she about to say energy, and I just say, like, if that was you, come to these readings with an open heart and an open mind. Okay, so not everything in these readings or tarot readings or whatever, because we're going to pull tarot later, not everything is going to resonate with you. This is a collective message. So take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it's not your story, that's okay. It could be the other person watching its story. There might be throughout this reading where the entire reading resonates with you and you're like, wow, how does she know that? And I'm like, I might be psychic. Or there might be just little tidbits of information that you need to hear and understand. But I did feel some anxiety from you, Scorpio. So for your greatest and highest good, that's all I'm focused on. Now, as I'm shuffling this cards, you can see the images. I cannot see the images. I'm not looking at them. You can see the pictures, and I'm looking at the white on the back of the cards or the postcards. And I'm also not looking up at the camera, but if there is an image that pops up for you and it looks like, wow, that really speaks to me, pause the video, take a look at it, and ask your guides to tell you, like, why is this really speaking to me, if you don't already know what it is. All right, for Scorpios, general energy, November 10th through the 16th, please. What do we have? Here, what is this? Always look on the bright side of life. Yeah, I do feel like your space is a little bit crowded. You're unsure about what's next. There's people in a boat. There's a lot of people in a boat. Couple of downloads that are coming from this. Okay, so your space could be crowded, meaning like your head could be crowded. Your environment could be crowded. You could be living with a lot of people, or there could be like a roommate in the situation, and it's just like, I don't know how much longer I'm going to be in this living situation. You could be living with your parents, or, you know, I do feel like you haven't quite got your footing yet. You could be waiting for your lease to be up. You could be thinking about moving. I do just feel like you're looking for your place, your space. And maybe there's a lot of people around you that have opinions and you're trying to take it all in, but at the same time, you're like, no, I think I want this chapter to be mine. I do feel like there's a need to really take a look at, Scorpio, and evaluate the people that you have around you. For some of you guys, there's a need to have this inner knowing and understanding that you can't take advice from everybody. Like, you can't, if somebody isn't where you want to be, then that's not the person you want to take advice from. Like somebody who's always broke all the time, you're not going to take money or investment advice from him. Somebody who has never worked in your career shouldn't be giving you advice, career advice. So it's like this idea or this call to take it with a grain of salt. And then now, as I'm looking back at this card, I do feel like you might be leaving a whole bunch of people behind. You could have just started a new chapter in a new city. For some of you guys, that could resonate. Because there are some people in this boat. Oh, this is the second time I got the download, so I'll say it here in a second. But there are some people in this boat that are wishing you, that are giving you well wishes. And it kind of attached to this next part that I was going to say. I do feel like a heavy ancestral vibe off of this, Scorpio, where your ancestors are looking at you and they're saying like, wow, you're doing a good job. Like you're moving further than we ever could have. You're utilizing your resources, you're cleansing your karma, you're realizing your karma, you're transmuting the karma into dharma. You're taking and putting work into yourself, taking time, intentional time, and putting work into yourself, and not redoing the same lessons that we weren't able to overcome out of. And it could be because, Scorpio, you were born in this time and you were born with this North Node, or with your sun sign that allowed you were born with a little bit more money or less money, so it made you hungrier, or your circumstances have got you to a point, Scorpio, right now where you are in a newer timeline, a new chapter, and you're saying goodbye to people. Your ancestors are really applauding the work that you've done. You're trying to figure out now who to listen to, where to go, your goals and all that, right? While also staying positive. Always look at the bright side of life. Like, shit happens. Things don't always go our way. Ups and downs. Recognizing that too, but still staying, optimistic about what the future is bringing. There is, though, still this idea of be careful who you get your advice from. All right. Let's see. November 10th through the 16th for Scorpio. The 6 of Pentacles with the 4 of Pentacles. Okay. So there's a money thing that's coming up right off the bat. This need to control your spending. And I think this is a self-awareness that you are having. I do feel like if we were going to attach it to, there might have been some people with like shopaholics in your past. Like maybe you grew up with somebody in your life that's how they self-soothed, was shopping. Maybe that was you. But I feel like you're taking control of that. You're taking control of your money. Even also too, when you interact with your children, Scorpio, it's like, all right, guys, this is what's going on. I mean, not being not trying to, make them be adults before they're ready for being adults, but just drawing some attention. Like, money has value and mom, dad has a budget. So we're going to stick to that budget. Not that money is scarce or anything like that. We're just being smart about how we spend our money. And maybe you're bringing your kids into, I'm getting that with the 6 of Pentacles. Maybe you're bringing your kids into that conversation this week, or you just have in the last couple of days. Hold on, let me get another card. The 8 of Pentacles. Yeah, because like a pentacle, right? So you're really trying to ground yourself in this new idea of energy of money. Okay. Is it work harder, play harder? Is it the 8-8-8 rule? Like work for 8 hours, sleep for 8 hours, and then do hobbies and joyous things for 8 hours. The number 8 keeps coming up for me, for you, Scorpio. But you really are taking a look at, okay, so work to, like, investment to return ratio. It's not even just your money. It's like, how are you making your money? How much are you investing your time into the work? I do get this. Maybe you might not necessarily be like a salary or a wage worker. I feel like there's like a return for like maybe you sell on Etsy or you sell your services. So you're really trying to figure out, how do I put myself out there to attract more clients to make that money? You're really being very self-aware about your money and your investment in your time, in your work this week, Scorpio. Can I get some more information on this, please? Oh, the 4 of Pentacles. Okay, and then we get the Scorpionic Major Arcana card, which is the Death card in the reverse. And it came on the Four of Pentacles. So you're refusing to, yeah, money is playing a huge role, or how you invest is playing a huge role. You feel stuck. It's almost like this energy of, okay, so I see these goals. I'm ready to realize these goals. I'm investing my time and my effort into realizing these goals, but you just feel like it's never really getting above water. But yet you've got people that are looking at you, Scorpio, like you're really doing more than we ever could, and they're applauding you. So maybe it is. Let's go back. So one of the original energies I got off this card is that, be careful who you're taking your advice from. Because maybe they're just not where you think that they should be. Maybe they look like they've got it all together, but they really don't, as far as money and investment in work is concerned. Some people, everybody's got a story behind closed doors. So the first thing is to acknowledge who you might be even telling about your money woes, if that's what it is for you, Scorpio. I want some, how do we overcome this Death in reverse and this Four of Pentacles energy, please, for Scorpio? The Eight of Cups in the reverse. There's something you need to walk away from, but you're not walking away from. So can you help us out with the Scorpio, please? The Star in the reverse. You're afraid to put yourself out there. Like Scorpio, there's this energy of a story that you're telling yourself in the reality. So the best way, the only analogy that's coming to my mind is, I just heard this on YouTube the other day. This lady was talking about tracking your calories. Like, okay, so you don't want to track your calories. You don't want to track your micros and your macro nutrients and what you're taking in. You don't want to track your meals for the day because it's too hard. That's fine. You don't have to track it. Guess what's going to track it? Your body will. So in that particular instance, the story that you're telling yourself is it's going to be too much for me to have to sit down and really analyze my behaviors. So I'm not going to pay attention to how I'm showing up every day. I'm not going to be honest about how I show up every day because it's too hard. It's too much work. It's going to take too much out of what I'm already doing. And so spirit is or the universe, it's cause and effect. The effect of that is, that's okay. Something's always going to be some energy is always going to be taking it down, always going to be paying attention to it. So in your particular case, Scorpio, it sounds like, or it looks like, the energy of money. And what I'm getting is a hesitancy to really put yourself out there. Maybe it's this imposter syndrome is popping up for you. Maybe it's the fear of success. Maybe it's the fear of failing. But it almost feels like, if you were to be completely honest with how you're showing up before you sit down at your desk and you start working, are you telling yourself a story of the Star in the reverse, or are you telling yourself the story of the Star in the upright? The Star in the upright is hopeful, knows that you are an inspiration for people. You're an inspiration for your children. We were talking about that earlier. For those that have kids, your community, you're an inspiration for your, I'm doing this because my ancestral altar is over here, but you have inspired your ancestral line, your bloodline. You're supposed to be the one that overcomes these money woes in this lifetime. Interesting, right? But that's just what I'm getting. You're supposed to be the one. And I do feel like that now I get this 10 of Wands energy. It's a lot to have to take in. But are you telling yourself, okay, are you coming to the realization, maybe after this reading, are you coming to the realization, no, I can do this. okay, where am I hiding myself? Where am I hiding my talents? Where am I not really applying myself? Is it marketing, Scorpio? Is it is it the story that you're telling yourself? Is it your quality, the quality of work that you're putting out there? Are you only just doing enough? Are you saying like are you saying I don't want to reach more because I don't need a whole bunch of clients because the ones that I have right now really need me, so I'm only going to focus on these ones. Okay, so what are you telling yourself in whatever scenario that fits you, Scorpio? And is that keeping you stuck? Is it a story that you're telling yourself because when you first started telling yourself that story, that's how things were for you? Are you still in that energy? Are you ready to grow out of it? Are you ready to heal from it? Let me get some advice. So this is coming down to your work and your money and how you invest in your job, how you invest in yourself. That's what we're getting a lot of focus on for you this week, Scorpio. Let me get some advice, please. The Queen of Pentacles. Look, all this pentacle and grounded energy. Yeah, so maybe there is a need for you to ground yourself. Maybe you do need to go outside and just shut it down for a second. Maybe you need to sit in the sun. Maybe you need to put your feet in the grass. Maybe you need to go hug a tree. Maybe you need to go sit outside of a water feature and watch a little bit of water trickling past you. Maybe you need to concentrate on the color green or the color gold or the color red. But the advice is that, listen, you were the one, you were supposed to be the change agent. This week it might come up a lot for you. What stories have you been telling yourself about your success, Scorpio? And how can you stop working against yourself? There's a change that needs to happen in here, and then also in tactile, in doing, in order for you to move on from this Four of Pentacles energy. But with this Death in the reverse, it's like a resistance to that. But you were always meant to be the one that was successful. Not just monetarily successful, but successful in realizing how to invest your time and have a good, well-balanced business or career. You deserve this. It was always meant to be you this whole time. Look at how they're like, go Scorpio, go. All right. So just watch those stories that you're telling yourself, Scorpio. I am sending you so much loving and healing energy. It's not even funny. Just from my heart to yours, Scorpio. I hope that this helps. If you want a love-centered reading, I do those on Tuesdays. I'm going to do them tomorrow if you're watching this real time at noon, going live, all signs. All right, love predictions. And it's going to be noon, which is Central Standard Time, the same time zone as Chicago. So if I don't see you there, if it's in the next reading, then either way, stay safe. Love yourself. I believe in you. Bye.